Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the bathroom build. So far we've done the ceiling, insulation, vapor barrier, blocking, strapping, plumbing, wiring, venting for the toilets, venting for the exhaust for the shower. Probably some other stuff too, but now it's time to start getting onto the drywall so we can get this baby finished off. So I'm gonna start doing that now. Screws in there, so be careful with that.
I saw those.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'll have to do trim. It's too big of a gap here. I'm gonna fill that with mud, but this is over, which is okay. I was thinking that's what I'd do, is do kind of a slim profile of trim just all the way around, just flat, parallel with the ceiling, not perpendicular. I want just like a flat profile. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna be very careful with that little bit down there.
Yeah.
I just need to carve out a bit. Give me the knife.
The saw?
Actually, I'll get a few screws in here first. What's that? Thank you. Just pull it on there. The magnet.
Yeah.
Alright.
Direct me off.
No, I don't need the saw. I need the knife to just. It's just too close there. Because there's like a big square plate that goes over these two. You know what I mean? There we go. Yeah. Not too worried about getting the straightest line or having the sort of perfect distances away from each other. I'm just trying to get as much of the planting done as quickly as I can. It's the perfect time for most of the stuff I'm doing today, so I can get quickly back to the build. Okay, so I got all the drywall finished yesterday. Got that up there. Got the corner edges on there, external poly corner edges on there. So I have never really done mudding. I did a wall once for a company I used to work with, but it was just the first coat, and then they had a professional come in to do the whole house. We were just trying to get the ball rolling for them. So I spent some time just researching yesterday, kind of gathered up some tools. So this is going to be challenging because I've got, external corners, internal little corners, internal corners. This has external and internal, and then we've got, these angles. We've got 10 feet high ceilings on this side with the bulkhead coming out. So it's going to be challenging for me, but I'm just going to take my time. I bought this pre-mixed stuff down here, but apparently that takes 24 hours to cure. So that would take me 3 days to mud this 70 square foot bathroom. So that's not cool. So I ended up getting this 90 or sheetrock 90. So that takes 90 minutes to cure. So if I can get the one coat all done in an hour and a half, I'll be ready to go right back, do the second coat and the third one. So I don't know how long it'll take. You know, I'm probably going to be feathering and, you know, messing about longer than I should because, you know, a professional knows when to stop. I just don't want to do a crazy amount of sanding, so I'm hoping I can get things smooth. Okay, so I got the first coat done. I got the majority of it done last night. It was a big, steep learning curve, and oh bugger, I forgot that screw. Yeah, this time. Steep learning curve, and I was watching some videos, just trying to get the best start. And some were saying, like leave your tape short coming up to the other one. Don't like overlap them because that can create like a bulge. Other people are saying that you need to tuck them underneath and something like that. So I tried in different areas, like here I had it come in between or behind the corner, and I tried tucking it in. Well, I did tuck it in and it looks fine. And then over here I left spots where it didn't quite reach the tape, which other people do. So I don't really know which is the right way to do it. But we're trying both ways. So anyways, still like wet in some spots, so I got to give it a little bit of time to dry. But holy, it's pretty tough to do. And look at the mess I made. I dropped mud everywhere. But yeah, it's coming along. I hope it's coming along good. I guess we'll see after the third coat. Hopefully I don't have to do too much sanding, but I think I will probably have to do quite a bit. While I was waiting for the mud to dry in the bathroom, I thought it was a good time to get outside on the sawmill and mill up some larch wood in half that I was going to use for some trim around the doors and around the ceiling. This wood should blend in pretty nicely with the ceiling. Okay, so I've got the second coat on the walls. It's looking pretty good. I've got some nice corners, you know. This has been, you know, challenging, especially like areas like this, in corners, external corners, all that kind of stuff. Like up here, I've got like a seam that goes across, and then I've got this external corner, and then I've got like the roof, so it's hard to figure out how to actually, you know, get the mud to do what I want. So some parts are taking me a long time. But right here, I have a bubble. It's pretty big. See that all in here, so I'm gonna have to cut that out. I've gone through so much glue or mud. I've just got a little bit left of the 90, the fast drying stuff, but the second coat I had to do with this, and I've got less than half of that left. I'm amazed at how much mud it took to do this room. I thought a bag like that would be able to do, you know, more than one room, and I thought like one of those buckets would be able to do a lot. But yeah, this kind of sucks, but it's a good opportunity to learn. You know, I'm very lucky. This is my first mudding job. I'm very lucky I don't have that issue all over the place. I've got it pretty much here, and I think I got a little bit one up there. So I'll have to cut those out. I'm going to use the fast drying stuff, put some fast drying stuff down where I cut this out, and then put a little bit of tape over that, and then do a little bit of a cover up, so that hopefully will dry by the time that I've kind of like done the whole room, and I'll save that area for last. It's pretty much where tile's going.
Yeah.
Talking to the camera. So pretty much where tile's going. I just did like the main tape part of it where I got the screws, because I'm gonna, you know, be covering all that with tile adhesive anyways. I just wanted to, you know, help the adhesive not crack or whatever. Just thought it might help a bit to just tape up the seams. Also a little more practice there for me too. But I didn't want to waste all the mud finishing it off. Okay, so I've got this new bit of tape on there, so I hope that that is good. Give it a few hours. I did one up there too. There's a little bit of bubble, so I just cut out a section. And I thought, I don't know if you guys can see it, the lighting's bad. I forgot to set my other light on charge yesterday, but right up in there, I thought there was also a bubble, but actually that's just a hump of mud. So I pressed on it and it's just firm, and it's not so much on the tape line. It's kind of above it. I'm gonna just start scraping all the little bits off, and then start getting the third bit of mud. Depending on the weather, right? Middle of summer, hot day, it'll be quicker. And this will do it in 90 minutes, as this starts to cure kind of more like cement, you know, grout, all that kind of stuff. Water starts the process of the curing, where this pre-made stuff doesn't do that. This stuff starts to cure just with evaporation. I did not get the whole third coat done. Still gotta do this top of the ridge, got underneath. Got all the corners done, like all up all that way. All in the inside toilet area. I used some and I kind of like squared up there, but I still have to put a bit up there because I'm not sure if tiles are going all the way to 8 feet or if we want to bring them down a bit to 7. I think they will be 8, but we'll have to see. So what's left is pretty much here, 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 there, and the top from there to there. I can't buy any today because I'm not going to town or anywhere near a hardware store today, but I will tomorrow. I'll go and get some. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the rest of today. I might go do some framing somewhere. You know, I've got, this whole house needs to be finished, so I might go look for something to fill the rest of my day up with, hopefully before the rain comes. So Nikki's been putting a lot of work in, just creating like borders for our gardens. She's been doing this like little tiny wattle and daub just to give a nice little break up from the line there. And she did a stone around the birch tree there. And then she's kind of been working on this one. This one I've planted a bunch of sunflower seeds. Our dog Watson, who's an old fellow, we lost him in the winter, and he followed our female dog out at night, which he hasn't done, but he did it right before a a snowstorm and he never came back. And Nikki and I spent days walking through animal trails trying to find him, but he's out in the wilderness. He's gone, unfortunately. He didn't show up anywhere. We haven't been able to find him. We knew this was going to be his last summer, so this is where we lost our dog Rosie last year, and her grave's right here, and we put a rose bush over her for Rosie. And we were going to have something over on this side for Watson, but unfortunately he's part of nature now. So Nikki put in a bunch of smaller flowers at the front, and I planted the rest in with sunflowers, which were my brother's favorite flowers. So I'll be very excited to see those pop up. That's what you harvested?
Yeah, daffodils. They were getting too heavy for their stems.
So Nikki cut the daffodils off this morning because we had crazy winds last night and a lot of rain. Do I have mud all in my hair?
You do.
It's not a great patch?
No.
But you planted this out with, what are those purple ones?
There's a hyacinth.
And then tulips.
Tulips.
And then these are, what are these again? Daffodils. And then we still have those, what are those ones called? The ones
I think they're gladiolus.
Gladiolus.
Maybe.
And those are ranunculus.
Yes.
And what are the ones by the tree that you planted?
Those are dahlias.
So the dahlias haven't come up yet.
Not yet.
So.
And what else? There's a whole bunch in there.
There's
I
a
don't
bunch.
know.
Yeah. We're new to flower gardening. This is our second or third year.
First year wasn't too successful, but this is our third.
It's our third? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, things are starting to come. And over here, she put more of the same, like tulips and what are those again? Hyacinths?
Hyacinths,
the purple ones?
in the early crocus.
That's my forsythias. I've got apple trees and grapevines. It's a burning bush over there. And
come up.
oh yeah, one of our peonies came up over here. That one came up. We planted another one over there, but it's dead. Some of our grapevines have got massive last year, so we're hoping for grapes. We've got comfrey kind of near all of our apple trees. They bring up nutrients from deep down, and also their roots. They kind of like drill through the earth and make it easier for the trees to get down deeper for some water. The astilbes are starting to pop up.
The alliums too.
Alliums, which are those?
With the tall ones with the big round.
Oh, okay. So I'm an arborist, so I'm more of a tree, shrub, and vine expert. So all of the woody plants and stuff like that I know all about, but I don't really know much. I can pick up a tulip. I can figure out a tulip, and I'm learning the purple ones are hyacinths, right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
You'll remember.
So starting with two. I got two there.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of snowshoe hares around, and this is some damage that they've done on the tree here. They just kind of get on their back legs. Our Great Pyrenees / Marama, she's out barking pretty much every night, but she's getting older too now, so she's been sleeping a lot recently, and which she's never done. She's never wanted to be inside at nighttime, but just recently she's been taking a few days off a week. She's working part-time now. So anyways, the snowshoe hares have also been getting up to my veggie garden, so I might have to deal with that one way or another, whether with fencing or if because this is a Harrison apple. These are a cider type of apple. Now with cider, you want like 3 different things. Usually do a mixture of 2 or 3 apples. Some is for sweetness, some is for bitterness or whatever it is. But this Harrison apple is a really rare one, and it actually has all 3 things that you need from an apple in one tree all on its own. And back in the day, they used to make cider from this, and per barrel it was worth more than champagne, because this was thought of as the best cider, way better than champagne. And you know, the royals, that's what they wanted, and lots of wealthy people, and it almost went extinct, but they found it. I think it was in New Jersey. I'm gonna have to check that out. But there's a guy who had an orchard. He died, and his son was going to sell the place, but some people found the apple there, and they brought it back to life. So I can't have these snowshoe hares ruining my Harrison apples, especially since one of my sons is Harrison too. You keep those snowshoe hares away. or I'm gonna have to make some stew. Okay?
Rabbit stew, not dog.
Yeah. Clarify. Okay, so I don't have the mud until tomorrow morning, so it's gonna rain soon, but we got this vanity. It's pretty rough looking, but we got it for 50 bucks. I think we can make it look nice again. I just took off this, gets screwed on here, so that's like the face, and then I just took one of these off. Gotta take the other one off, but so they painted it this color over brown, but you could see the paint just coming right off. So just did a test little sand there, so I'm just gonna try to get it all good wipe off. It's really filthy, and I'm not sure if that's toothpaste or something. Get it all sanded and cleaned up, and then I'm gonna paint it the same color we're gonna paint the bathtub, which is a navy blue. So it came with the vanity top. This needs a real good cleaning. There's like a bad gouge through here. So I got this laminate. It's like a marble kind of looking laminate. So I'm just going to probably get that on there, cut the corners so they meet up down on the sides, and have it kind of finish at the edge here so that that remains white. So give this a nice good cleanup, and hopefully not be able to see anything like that and have it look fresh again. Held together with some wire.
So while John's in there sanding, I'm coming out on the back deck and I'm gonna try my hand at sanding back this vanity.
Alright, so I just got her all taped up around the ceiling, around the edges, just to give me a little bit of a guideline, putting a little bit of trim there, but I just don't want to get, you know, a little wild with it. I got the walls all done, feeling nice and smooth. You know, there's some little imperfections, I don't know if you can see, especially around areas with like the plastic track. Like on the corners, but you know, look at that. That already almost looks painted. I think I did a pretty good job. Well, I guess I'll know. Once it's painted. Okay. Let's go if we can have another one. Well, I just got 2+ coats. Did a little third coat, mostly on this wall, just a light one, and just that one I was a bit light on. Doing the first coat around. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, I think she's coming on. This was the last one I sanded. You could probably see, I can see some lines there. You know, the other ones, I think I was more diligent in the sanding. The third one, I thought it was good, but I was getting pretty tired. But you know what? Without like a spotlight on it, you can't really see it at all. I mean, it looks pretty good. Well, you can see it a little bit, maybe. But anyways, it's 8:30, and I'm tired. Look at this. You know, this came up real nice. It came up a treat. Yeah, up there. And I really built this wall up here out. Oh, there's a little bit of paint there or something. Shoot. Oh well, maybe I can sand that. The corners all look pretty good, I think. Not too bad. I don't know. It's my first mudding and painting. I think it pretty good. You know. Okay, well this video took some time getting out. We had May 2-4 weekend and then my birthday, but all that wood that I milled up was put into the planer. Used some trim around the doors, and just went and found this cheap door to use. We had a bunch of family come and stay with us over May 2-4 weekend, and then I had my birthday after that. So, you know, I'm feeling, not sure if we're gonna keep it or if I'm gonna build a different door, but yeah, it's going pretty good. I had to hook up the vanity, so you know everything's working beautifully. Water, obviously, it's not done, right? And I had to get the oh, I can see, where is it? The gray water system, or the drainage to the gray water system done, just because we had family staying with us for a bunch of people staying with us for a week, so we got the Thunderbox in here, but yeah, starting next video, I'm gonna have to cut that out, get this back out. We can finish. It's mostly sanded. We just got to do a little bit of a finishing sanding on it, get it all nice and painted, get everything back on it, face on that. But really, what I got to do is the scratch coat, tiling, get this place wrapped up. I'm hoping. Yeah, I hope it won't take too much longer. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope you guys have a good one. I think this bathroom's coming along. It's definitely taken longer than I thought it would. But that's okay. It's a lot of work, and I want to make sure everything's at least pretty close to perfect. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. See ya.